Satellite radio involves an analog or digital radio signal that is relayed through one or more satellites, which gives it the ability to broadcast one station across an entire continent, whereas standard radio cannot broadcast this far. The curvature of the Earth limits the range of these satellites, but two or more can provide enough coverage. Repeaters, which are similar to broadcast translator boosters, allow a signal to be received when the satellites are blocked. Repeaters are often used in big cities where skyscrapers block the view of the satellites, and major tunnels also use repeaters so customers never lose signal. Sirius Satellite Radio has a total of 3 satellites, which are named RadioSat, because they already exist in a fleet of satellites known as Sirius, developed in Scandinavia. The 3 satellites broadcast directly to the consumer, but due to their height, only 2 broadcast at a time. Each satellite spends approximately 16 hours a day on the continental United States. This leaves 1 satellite over the United States at any given time. In late 2010 or early 2011, Sirius FM6 is scheduled to be the new satellite platform for Sirius Satellite Radio. Sirius FM6 is currently in development in California. XM Satellite Radio uses 2 Boeing BSS 702 satellites known as Rhythm and Blues. Both satellites are placed at geostationary orbit about 22,223 miles above the Earth. This height is the common height for communication satellites. Rhythm was launched in 2005 and Blues followed the year later. Rhythm and Blues replaced XM's original 2 satellites known as Rock and Roll, which are still in orbit and are used as backup satellites. From state-of-the-art facilities across the country, satellite radio stations beam up to 100 channels of digital quality music, news, and entertainment directly from 2 powerful satellites to people from coast to coast in their homes or in the car. A small antenna and AM, FM, and XM car radio, home audio system, or portable radio will receive the signal. There are a multitude of receivers for satellite radio, each with its own electronic serial number or ESN to identify which package the customer has enabled on the device. Receivers are available from popular brands such as AudioVox, Alpine, and Pioneer. Some satellite radio packages require certain models of receivers, such as Sirius XM All-in-One and Sirius XM Family-Friendly All-in-One packages that require the Mirage SX-MI R1 radio console. In 1992, the FCC designated certain radio frequencies for the use of satellite radio. The FCC held an auction for these frequencies, and in 1997, 2 companies won the rights to the frequencies. American Mobile Radio, which would later become XM Satellite Radio, paid $93 million, and CD Radio, which later became Sirius Satellite Radio, paid $89 million. In the spring of 2001, XM launched their first 2 satellites named Rock and Roll. On September 25, 2001, XM provided a limited service release to the cities of San Diego, California, and Dallas-Fort Worth, Texas. On November 12th of the same year, XM provided service to subscribers nationwide. In late February of 2002, Sirius Satellite Radio provided a limited service release to the cities of Denver, Colorado, Houston, Texas, and Phoenix, Arizona. On July 1st of the same year, Sirius provided the service to the rest of the nation. As both companies grew, they found that the launch was more expensive than they originally expected, although 2004 turned out to be a pivotal year for both companies. XM signed radio personalities Opie and Anthony, while also making a deal with Major League Baseball to broadcast games. Sirius Satellite Radio then signed major radio personality Howard Stern to a 5-year contract starting in 2006. Even though both companies had major deals, they both continued to have financial difficulty. Sirius and XM announced a plan to merge on February 19, 2007. The merger was met with resistance from the Department of Justice and the FCC due to antitrust and licensing issues. On March 24, 2008, 13 months from the original announcement, the Department of Justice declined to block the merger, opening it up for voting by the FCC. On July 25, 2008, they voted in favor of the merger, allowing Sirius and XM to begin their merger, which officially completed on July 28, 2008. By November 2008, they began airing combined programming. Howard Stern, one of the most famous radio personalities, made the switch from terrestrial radio to Sirius satellite radio on January 9, 2006. On January 8, 2006, 180,000 Sirius radio receivers were activated. Howard Stern's primary reason for joining Sirius satellite radio was to avoid FCC regulations and fines. Between 1990 and 2004, the FCC fined the owners of radio stations that carried Stern a total of $2.5 million. On July 7, 2006, it was announced that Sirius finally gained the rights to the entire back catalog of Stern's broadcasts from CBS. The back catalog collection totaled almost 23,000 hours, and it was announced on December 2, 2009 that every tape had been digitized. The process took almost 5 years and takes up multiple terabytes of data. In 2003, Sirius Satellite Radio signed a $220 million contract with the NFL to broadcast games, as well as post- and pre-game shows. As well as the NFL, Sirius has exclusive deals with the Canadian Football League, National Basketball Association, NASCAR, NCAA football, hockey, and baseball, and select Premier League soccer games. XM Satellite Radio offers several exclusive sports channels, including XM Scoreboard, ESPN Extra, Fox Sports Radio, MLB Play-by-Play, NHL on XM, and PGA Tour Network. Sirius Satellite Radio has had an exclusive contract with Volkswagen and Audi from 2007 through 2012. Bentley and Rolls-Royce come standard with receivers and a lifetime subscription for Sirius Satellite Radio as well. General Motors, Honda, and Suzuki are all major investors in XM Satellite Radio. Select Harley-Davidson motorcycle models also offer XM Satellite Radio. Both XM and Sirius offer a wide range of packages to suit everyone's wants and needs. There are low-end, a la carte packages ranging to all-inclusive. Both XM and Sirius Satellite Radio. There are even business packages available for offices and low-end packages start at $6.99 per month for Sirius a la carte service that grants access to 50 stations and allows individual stations to be added for 25 cents each. $9.99 per month for the mostly music service that grants access to over 65 stations, and $9.99 for news, sports, and talk service that grants access to over 55 stations of music, talk, and news. High-end packages start at $12.95 for the Everything service that grants access to over 170 stations, and $19.99 a month for the All-in-One service that grants access to every station offered, including NFL, MLB, NASCAR, NHL, NBA, college sports, Howard Stern, Oprah Radio, and Martha Stewart stations. There are also family-friendly services available from $11.95 a month to $17.99 a month that block out mature programming such as Howard Stern.